This is Clover and Crown. Back to continue working with January's bargain bead box elements. So we actually got some snow around where I live, and I'm feeling the white and pink theme, the really light rose gold color. So let's go ahead and just hop in. I've been itching to make a bracelet that goes with these earrings. I did take these and I wore them and I really like them and am enjoying them. So I think what I want to make to coordinate with this is a little like beaded charm bracelet. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it because I know what I want to make. So I haven't thought of the elements necessarily, but I have thought about the fact that I want to use the pieces left over from that dollar bead box chain that I began working with in my last video. And I would also like to use some of these white beads. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this chain. I'm going to cut a few lengths shorter than my wrist size. And I do really like this chain. And then I'm going to go ahead and probably use a silver clasp to connect the two. I did cut it smaller than my wrist. I don't think too small. Let me check. Because now it's starting to look small, but no, that's about right for me, I think. So, just so you know, if you ever do cut your chain smaller than you mean to, or you find that it's a little too small for your purposes, you can always use it in earrings. So even with such a little length, you can still do a lot with this. Or you could use it in like a multi-strand necklace, or there's plenty that you can do with it. So I like to use the items in many different projects when I can help it, or when it's convenient. So just keep that in mind. Actually, we got these larger. So in the bargain bead box, we did get these larger connections, which I might be using on this bracelet. So because I am going to do, sorry, what was I saying? I am going to be putting like elements on there. So even though right now it's kind of looking more dainty, so this hook looks a little large for it, I don't think in the grand scheme of things it will be too large, because I will be having many pieces like dangling down from the bracelet. So I don't know how I ended up with these nylon pliers in my hand, but let's go ahead and use regular ones. Someone said on my last video, if these look too big for you, these wubbers, which I like them, but I did mention that I like to use my small glittery pliers for certain things. Wubbers come, they are more on the pricey side, but wubbers do come with a junior version. So if you are thinking about making a purchase, one of the nice viewers of my channel, they mentioned, sorry, I don't have the name off the top of my head, but they mentioned that they got the Wubbers Junior. But pliers do seem to really run out, and when they don't work, it's a very frustrating process. You can definitely get by with budget for a long time though. So just wanted to mention that. All right, so here we have my little bracelet, and that should, okay, I think, let's see, those don't want to connect together for some reason. I had them paired together. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Let's see. Let me try to, I don't want to break it. I feel like somebody somewhere is probably like, you're doing it wrong. That's not what it's for. Are these clasps? I should probably check my list. I'm going to try one more time, and then I'm going to look at my list and make sure that this is actually supposed to be used as a toggle clasp. What am I missing? All right, let me check my list real quick. Sorry, guys. All right, so I checked, and this is a hook and eye clasp, but for some reason they don't seem to want to give enough space to work together, so I'm gonna just try to loosen that up a little bit. I used the proper plier for that, which would be like a nylon jaw, so that I don't hurt the patina. There we go. So it does work. I don't know if it's just mine, but it did need opened a little bit. But I think that that actually looks really pretty. And while this looks really large right now, I don't think it will look large once I add on my other elements. So, all right, so I'm just gonna have a fiddle here and lay out which things I want to dangle from here. So I am going to use these pieces that came from the dollar bead box from the month of January. And I used the other pieces up in the chandelier earrings. And then I'm just going to take these two little guys apart. So then I do want to add in a couple of these pretty beads. I love these beads. So I think I'm going to use 3 of those. And I will need to grab from my stash a couple head pins. Or I could use, I could use the rose gold head pins that came this month. And I could leave a rose gold ball on the end and make more of like a natural knot, a natural connection. Because these are actually linked. So I would have to change these, or I could add the balls to the end of them. What to do? So what do you guys think? Should I leave them as links and put 2 dangles? I use the smaller rainbow pearls, or should I change them out for, you know what, I think I have just enough here to do this. So that is where I'm going to start. I'm going to put these guys off to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and try to turn these into double links because it would mimic what's going on up here. My only concern is that as a charm bracelet, they might be too long. But I decided that long was okay for my chandelier earrings. So long will be okay for my bracelet, I think. So I'm doing a similar thing to what I did up there, where I'm going to go ahead and just do a messy loop. I'm going to go connect it to the closed side. And then take my pliers and go ahead and wrap it around. The head pins provided are pretty thin and simple. So if you have strong nails, you'd probably be able to just bend it around without a lot of muscle work, but I don't have very strong nails, and I also don't have a lot of hand strength. I have pretty bad arthritis for only being in my early 30s. So I just kind of rely on the tools an awful lot, which is okay. But I am very jealous when I see people that are able to just kind of push the wire where they want it to go with their nails. And sometimes, in better days, I would sometimes, not very often at all, have like acrylic or dip nails, and then I could do things like that. And sometimes that was really nice. Sometimes those dip nails bother me, but sometimes they're just nice to have. So maybe in better days. All right. So that is how that is going to look. And let's go ahead and just attach this guy. I have no rhyme or reason that I have in mind for my charm bracelet. I just want it to kind of have that fun organic feel. So I really am just grabbing one right now and throwing it on there. All right. I think that is probably the perfect size for me. I don't think it's too long. I think it's really quite nice. So let's see. There we go. I can't quite get it to lay right. Sorry. Let's do it that way. So it looks really pretty. So there is our first link, and I'm going to continue on. Oh, I must not have closed this side. Ay, ay, ay. Did I close this side? I did not. So I didn't close the jump ring earlier on this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then I'll continue to connect the white rainbow pearls, which also, actually a lot of this came from the dollar bead box, the beads themselves. The chain and the clasp came from the bargain bead box, while the, what am I trying to say? While a lot of the beads came from the dollar bead box. These came 1 month, and then I think maybe closer to the summer. And then the, these pieces came from the dollar bead box for the month of January. So if you're wondering, that is where I got my supplies. And I really, between the two subscription boxes, I find that I have plenty of projects that I'm able to do. In case you're wondering where I'm getting things from. All right. And the head pins also came from the bargain bead box. I'm not connected to anything, by the way. I just want to share with you guys in case you want to know where I got everything. But the cool thing about jewelry design is even if you don't have those things, if you just have a big box store near you, you can go out and find similar items, or you can purchase them since we're all locked away. You can purchase them with a project in mind and still probably have leftovers. But I do think the value is definitely there in those two boxes. I've made so much since I've gotten those two subscription boxes. And it's still fun to go pick out just random items, but I do find that by having those two subscriptions that really it builds my stash, and also my creativity is just like runs rampant. So okay, I'm going to use this little red guy. Please let me know. I'm curious. Those of you who do watch these jewelry making videos, I have my own preferences when I watch a video, but I want to know those who are watching me. Do you prefer it when I fast forward through some of these making parts where I just kind of do the music and do kind of a montage of me making things when it's repetitive? Or would you rather hear me talk my way through it? Let me know what like you prefer, because I'm just trying to get kind of a vibe for who likes what, because I've gotten different conflicting feedback, and I'm just curious to know what the majority of people prefer in a video. Talking or just kind of like a fast forward making of the process. All right. Gonna go ahead and connect this red one on there. I think I'll put him kind of close over here. I'm just picking random places for a true charm bracelet. And that other side looks like it needs squeezed a little bit. And with this type of circular chain, you can try to keep your charms on the same side of the links each time. I'm actually not doing that. I'm just going wherever it lands in whichever direction. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want it to kind of flip-flop around, and I like it when a charm bracelet has things going every which way. So like you can see, this one kind of wants to be on that side actually, and I'm fine with that. So I like it like that. Okay, the next one, I think I'll do this little guy. Mostly just using up those pieces that came with what I used up here. It all looked good together. So in that way, it's almost built in for you. When you buy bead strands, a lot of times, that's the case for those too. I often find myself separating them and using them in different projects, but in this instance, there's enough variety but cohesiveness that yeah, it all looks good together, and I'm using it all on one project, but it's also not so repetitive that I feel like it's cookie cutter. Okay. So I do need new cutters still. I keep hearing that Xeron is a good brand. I think I'm saying it right with an X, but it's a little expensive, and right now I'm not looking to purchase a lot of extra things, but I am going to eventually hopefully get a pair of those as my main wire cutters. I also need to get some memory wire cutters that are meant for that purpose. So I'm just gonna grabbing it here, and I'm not spacing things evenly. I'm just throwing them all on there. Which is funny because in my last thing I said how terrible I am about just letting things be randomized, like in a true random fashion. And today I am just going for it. Okay. I'll probably balance it out a little bit here in a minute, but so far I'm liking it. And it does look really good with the little second bauble. I think it gives it a really fresh look. It's kind of nice because it's a little girly, but it's also got some consistency there that kind of elevates it, if you ask me. I think I might use these to complement those. I'm not positive yet, but I also want to use these white ones. And I don't think I'm going to check it out, but I don't think I'm going to double up on those two. Oh, this is that weird one. I had this one out when I was making my earrings, and it has a double ball on it. So let's see. I could use that rainbow bottom though if I wanted to. That does look pretty. I'm not sure. I really love these ones, so I think I want it to stand all on its own, even though it'll be shorter. I could turn that into a link and then put that on there. I could also let it kind of dangle more. I do have these bead caps, but I don't think I want to use them with this necessarily. So I could also use, what's right in front of my face? Yeah, I think I'll do that. I was planning to use some of these white ones though. I really like the white in the earring though, because I do like that iridescent that's coming through. So do I want to use this? Let's check it out. Go ahead and get my pieces out here. I am gonna run out of these rose gold head pins in no time at all. And I'm still making my first set. Oh, this would need a bead on it. Otherwise it'll fly through. And they're not very long, unfortunately. So, let's see. That is very pretty. All right, so we can't use the rose gold ones. I have to get some other head pins. All right, let's go ahead and make some additional little baubles here. I have some stainless steel colored wire, which I also used here. No, it does not match the rose gold, but it looks just fine together. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by putting on one of these rainbow beads. I could also use a hex bead at the bottom to pull in more of that rose gold. And actually that might look good because these match a little better with the clasps. So I'm gonna try it. Everything is trial and error. Is it too big? It is not too big. Then maybe one of these. Then maybe this guy. I think this will be too much for my liking. It is, so I don't want that. So I'm not going to use those hex beads, but later tonight I was wanting to make a wish bracelet for my nieces and send them a couple anklets. So I think that I will probably use these actually in my little wish bracelets or anklets, and maybe I will make a video of those. So let's see. I guess you guys will find out. If I don't post it, let me know if you'd like to see them. They're very, very simple, but let me know if you'd like to watch along. All right, so that's pretty large. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. I really do like the balance of having these on either side. So they are quite heavy. I think that's very pretty. I'm gonna do it. The most I'd be out if I decide to change this is a single head pin, and that isn't too big of a price to pay. I'm gonna go ahead and bend that over so that I don't have a no-neck monster, as Tyra Banks would say. I mentioned that the other day. That's where it's from, is Top Model. No-neck monster. All right. Go ahead and open it up and attach this bad boy on. And since it's so big, I think it's okay that it's on that silver. I also think the silver and the rose gold actually play really well together. I cannot believe that I've turned into the person that does not have to have everything matching. I never thought that would be the case for me, because I've always been so kind of specific in art. Not in my regular life, but especially in art. Although I went through a phase in high school where my socks and my bra and everything had to match. And they had to match my clothes, we had to match my shoes, which is funny because I'm actually pretty low maintenance in general. I was when I was younger, I am as an older person. I think I just went through a phase. But usually my art, I like to be matchy-matchy, but I've kind of come into my own of finding flaws and mistakes to be really pretty. So even though that's not dead center, it is quite nice. Go ahead and clasp it so you can kind of see the general makeup right now. Ooh, see, yeah, I'm just gonna have to, I don't know. Did anybody else get toggles that are kind of a little too squeezed together? I'm scared I'm gonna break it apart. Did anybody else have this problem? I know many people get the box, so I'll have to ask some other people if I don't hear back. So definitely needing some baubles on this side. The center is looking really good. I think here, here, and here are probably where I want a little extra something. It comes apart better than it goes together. And probably over time it'll get better. Okay, so next I would like, how do I want these? Do I just want them like a stick and really long? These are really pretty, but I don't think I want to include these magenta. I don't. They would be really pretty though. Oh, I know what I can do. I do have some light pink ones from earlier dollar bead box. Let me go check. All right, so I was thinking flowers, but actually I had a change of heart because I want to use these rose gold roses that I have had for quite a long time. And so I think instead of including flowers, which are which are pretty, the tulip flowers, these are flowers too, I think I would rather include these. So I don't think I want to do both. So I'm going to use these instead. And yeah. They do have a specific side and would look kind of, they wouldn't go well back to back. But I think that's going to be okay. Let's see. I might actually only attach one to the end clasp. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to go ahead and attach this rose to that side. Ooh. Sorry, getting a little wild over here. And go ahead and put that on. Down. Oh, that's going to be pretty. It's going to be kind of like a dangle where it connects. And that will add a point of interest to the clasp itself. Pretty. Oops, sorry. And then, so now I've got to make sure that I get the right clasp because this thing is much more sturdy than the jump rings. Oh, the little rose is really pretty. I do think I need to flip it though for it to lay the proper way. So I actually want it on that way, which seemed backwards, but it's not. I could tell when it was laying that that is going to lay better. And then I like it like this. I'm going to go ahead and try it on. I might add more, but I might leave it the way it is. Now, hopefully I'll be able to get it on while the camera's on with nobody here. Normally, my boyfriend definitely helps me with this task. But sorry, I can't really do it on camera. Yes, there's actually plenty of length. I got this pretty much perfect sizing. It is that little clasp that is really causing me a struggle. All right. Here we go. So I do still think it needs probably a little one here, a little one here. I'm pretty happy with this part of it. You can see I was like really trying to get it on there. My skin gets marks really easy anyway. I love this one. I really do like that. And I love the double, so yeah. All right, I think it just needs a couple more really small beads. I did have to open this up more, and I went ahead and used the round nose pliers and kind of pinched it apart a little bit, so that kind of helped. And then I can probably squeeze it back together if I need to, but sorry, this probably from me messing with it so much. Might have to replace this jump ring because that's the second time it fell off, but I think I'm just having a bit of a struggle right now. It'll be fine. All right, so I'm gonna make a couple smaller links to hang from the charm bracelet, and then this guy will be good to go. And then I'll put the rose back on. All right. And I still want to use the little white ones, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with them being short. I am fine with that. So I think what I'm going to do is have it short, and I'm going to go ahead and make 3 at the same time because I'm going to let it be shorter than the rest. However, I also want it to have a little bit of a stem, kind of like a rose itself. Has a ball on a stem. Really, if you were thinking about drawing it and thinking of the rough shape, it's a ball on a stem. So to mimic that kind of flower pattern, I'm going to have it be just a ball on a stem. I hope that makes sense. Like, this is the ball, that's the stem. It's a little bit reflective of a flower, obviously in the loosest interpretation of it. But if you're into art, you know that art is really just a bunch of shapes kind of put together. So that's what I'm doing now. They're all a little bit different size, but none of them too outstanding. So go ahead and use my round nose pliers and make my loop and then attach it. And I know I want one over here. That one's probably the longest one, actually. That one probably needs to go more in the center. And I am not counting to see whether or not it's the true center between another set of beads. I'm just, like I said, putting them on as we go here. Random organic shapes is something that I lack, so I'm just kind of doing a practice in that right now by going with it. So, to the best of my ability. All right. Please feel free, if you're watching, to leave a comment. When I wasn't recording videos, I always felt kind of self-conscious, and I would watch, but somehow I was like more embarrassed to leave a comment than I am to even make videos and share. I thought it was going to be really hard to start being part of the community, but honestly, Now I feel like a lot better about leaving comments and just participating. So if you want to share some of your own jewelry or ideas or give feedback or, hey, I think this would have looked great, leave that comment, because it is really fun to share with other people what you're doing with your own beads, or, you know, how you might make something different. I think that it really adds to everybody's creativity, and honestly, it's in these days, it's really nice to feel like you're part of a community and feel like, I don't know about you guys, but there's not very many people I'm around. I'm part of an artist co-op now, but there's nobody that does exactly what I do. And so there's not a lot of people near me to talk about, you know, what I'm interested in. And really, if you don't start the dialogue or participate, it's kind of hard to grow. All right, anyway, here it is. I'm happy with the way it is. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out because I think it'll lay nicely on there, so that you guys can see it. And I decisively thought, you know what, that was exactly what it needed. And I'm not even going to try it on again because I think I've got exactly what I wanted. So this is the bracelet that goes with the earrings I made before. And of course, you guys know what's coming next. I'm gonna have to make a necklace that goes with. Although these earrings are a lot, so I'm not sure. Do you think the necklace even needs to be made? Or would you say that the set is complete the way it is? Let me know in the comments what you think. Yes, necklace, or do you think earrings and a bracelet is enough? Maybe all it needs is a little ring. Maybe this would make a good ring. Let me know what you think in the comments, whether or not you want to see a necklace with this, or whether you think that they're a good set together by themselves. I love these white beads. I definitely want to get more, and I think if I did, I'd use them in many more projects. So again, thanks for watching. This is Clover and Crown. Leave a like, leave a comment if you want, and thank you so much to those who have already communicated with me and shown their love by either leaving a comment or advice or just their own thoughts. And I love it when I hear like, yeah, I do this too, or I struggle to put the bead in the middle also, or maybe you should get this type of pliers. I'm really actually very pleasantly surprised about how much more comfortable I feel just after I think about a month of being on YouTube and sharing some of my designs. So all right, that's it. I'll be back soon with more projects. Thanks for watching. Bye.